What's up, YouTube? It's Kaymeraki back at it again with another pick up how reading. And so for today, I am going to be focusing on the question, what's discipline without temptation? I'm going to tap into the energy of something you need to be more disciplined with, but not necessarily immediately removing it, because it's like going on a fast. You don't need to tell anybody you're going on fast. Just fast and see how disciplined you stay. So we're going to be talking about what pile needs to focus on what the most. You may find yourself drawn to multiple piles. Cool. Watch both or not. Doesn't matter. For those of you who are new here, my name is Kayla. I'm an energy reader who focuses on personal development within the collective, feminine collective. I am rebranding to focus more on the feminine collective. And so that means people who identify with pronouns she, her, people who were born with ovaries, but not only that, anyone who wants to prioritize and nurture their feminine energy. That's the people who watch me. December giveaway, I'll be giving away a few tech products. I'm super excited for that. If you would like to enter my December giveaway, link in the description for my Patreon to sign up there. The giveaway does start in December. I feel like I had updates, but honestly, I don't even feel like talking. I just feel like channeling. So let's get into your reading. On the next screen, you're going to see 3 random piles. A lot of times the image is very random when I pick it. It might resonate 1% for me personally with the message of the pile. Do not pay attention to the aesthetic. If that is a preference for you, you might not like the image. You might not relate to it. It's cool. Just pick the one you really cannot stop staring at, you feel drawn to, whatever that looks like. If you're drawn to 2, watch the first one, then the second one, okay? So meet me in the description for your timestamp. What is up, pile 1? We're going to hop straight into your reading. So I'm wanting to know, on the subject of what's discipline without temptation, what does pile 1 viewers need to be a little more disciplined about your stability? And while I would love to immediately jump to money, this doesn't look like that. This looks like what actions are not contributing to stability. Yes, what plans, what people, what relations, what mindsets. All things stability. I am hearing like worker, go-getter, money getter. I feel like a lot of you in this pile always are focused on money and goal-oriented things, and that's not the worst thing in the world. However, it is about you realizing it is more to do with this than it does to do with this. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing, I'm not gonna lie, almost every day, I'm gonna say every other day, I'm watching podcasts of people who earn minimum 7 figures. And one common denominator I'm realizing in that they're like, the more you earn with your mind and think smarter, like anybody can earn money with labor, with working, exchanging your time for money. But when you build yourself up to let your money make money, that's when you'll see a difference. Or when you put out a product that just compounds, that's when you'll see a difference. And for many of you, I don't know how this manifests. I do feel like some of you watching this could have a business or business idea, personal project you need to develop. Sometimes you want this thing to be so perfect before launching. Launch this shit. Launch it. I don't know what this is. I don't even know who I'm talking to. Piscean, Taurus energy showing up. You could have those placements. I do want you to comment down below. If this resonates for you, I want you to comment down below your Taurus placement, because that will show me the area you could be a little stubborn in. Okay? But nonetheless, I do feel like you think a lot about big picture. And I do feel like when you think about picture, the little details can sometimes fog your judgment. And it's like, do not worry about these things. Just show up. I'm hearing account. Somebody needs to be creating an account for something, making an account. I don't know if it's a membership. I don't know if it's creating a new bank account, applying for something. There's an account coming through for the collective. But I'm definitely seeing your mindset when it comes to stability must be discipline. You can no longer play small. And when I say can no longer do something, or you shouldn't, I want y'all to know, by no means am I forcing you or telling you what to do. However, when I tap into the energy, that's just my advice. You have free will. Like I say in the description and all in my videos, take what resonates, leave what does not. But it's like, while you have free will, there are people around you that move with that free will, and you see where that has gotten them. Don't be like those people. And I'm gonna be real, you won't. You're built completely different. I'm gonna be honest. Honestly, you're pretty disciplined. But it's something with, sometimes you have, I feel like some of you, if you're into human design, you have emotional authority. If you have sacral authority, you need to get used to listening to that sacral center, knowing, does this excite me? Not going to get into human design, but I'm definitely seeing that sometimes you really act on impulse, especially when it comes to spending. And so for many of you, this can look like needing to revisit a budget. There's a huge need to get your finances squared away, because I'm hearing that, I heard long term. I feel like there's a goal or something you want to accomplish by next year. You keep moving how you're moving right now, I can assure you this is not the route. I'm going to just be 100% honest. I'm not saying in any way, Power One, you're bad. Power One, you're messing up. No. But again, the focus of this reading on is how can these people add more discipline? That is my job. Honestly, I feel like there's a huge purpose of me in needing to wake people up in different ways. But it's like, you're already doing great. I don't want you guys to think that I'm beating you up or being harsh, but I need you to know what you're doing now is not going to cut it. And it's that simple. I want you to start surrounding yourself by more disciplined people. Also, diving into your shadow work. I want to give you guys this personal example. This is pretty personal. I'm gonna go ahead and say it though, it's not a big deal. I used to think that I was just like so healed in love. You know, I ain't worried about no man, because I completely cut myself off from dating after having a tragic past or whatever. And so when I got back into dating, there was a lot that resurfaced for me. And it's so easy to isolate yourself and cut things off when it's uncomfortable. For some of you, this can look like, you know what, I'm not drinking. And you completely avoid a bar. You completely avoid the friend who's always drinking. That can work. But I need you to realize, what's discipline without temptation? Put yourself in the field when you're ready. That's like, use your discernment with this message. I'm not telling a freaking pill head to go to a crack house. You get what I'm saying? And I hope y'all not getting offended by any of my language. What I'm saying is, when you are ready, you're gonna have to put yourself back in those environments. Unless I just want to be single all my life, I'm gonna have to put myself back in that environment. And then when I'm triggered or things come up, I work through that. Some of you get triggered and then resort to comfort that can be, I'm literally hearing lower dopamine levels. So this can look like, you know what, I was doing so good in my budget. I got into it with my dad, and now I'm finna go on a shopping spree because I'm mad. Like, why would I do that? And I know I'm at a certain dollar amount. There's something about you needing to check when you are triggered. That is a huge thing for you. And I don't know how this energy shows up on the subject of discipline and stability for you, Pile One, but that's definitely what I'm getting. We're just going to pull for this one last card of advice. I'm actually going to switch the deck and use my Oracle deck to give you guys a closing card of actions to take and energy to embrace. 555 could be relevant for you. What did I tell y'all? Like, you guys work. I'm not gonna lie. Like, y'all be working. Your hard work is paying off. Capricorn energy showing. Like, y'all are some hard. Y'all not bums. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all not bums. However, I need you to know when it's time to reroute. And something about your rerouting does not involve you doing more. Your rerouting involves you thinking differently. And some of you are like, yeah, I know that, but I've been trying to find the thoughts, and the thoughts aren't coming to me. Surrender. You are not. If you don't know it right now, you're not supposed to, and or separate your things that are distracting you from that. It's that simple. Surrender to the divine. Your hard work is paying off. I'm recording this energy under a new moon influence. When you're watching this video, though, I want you to set some new intentions for the month ahead, for the week ahead, for the next 21 days, however it feels comfortable to you. But I need you to know what used to be your ceiling is now the floor. The growth never stops, Power One. And I'm sure you know that. But there's something about, all right, you got to move differently. You got to think differently now. How would that version of you think? It's okay to not know. Journal on it. Go into meditation. Let your imagination explore. A issue with you. I was really going to wrap up y'all reading, but like, this is a good message. An issue with you guys. Y'all want everything to make sense logically. Welcome to the real world. That doesn't always happen. And be okay with that. It's not a bad thing. Think about the last time something did not go what was logically correct. Like, think about the last time you experienced something that didn't play out what was logically correct. That's how life works. And I need you to know that it's like the opportunities or experiences are, I love this card. Something told me to pull one more card. You have everything that you need to do that next milestone goal. Whatever it is that you want a year from now, you literally have everything that you need. I'm not making this up. This is a card about having all the resources. This literally has all the elements in this deck. You can do it. It reminds me of this ad that shows up on my YouTube all the time, and I feel like that's like God talking to me. But it's like, your dreams won't just happen. You have to make them. With that being said, Pile 1, this does conclude your message. If you are really wanting to connect with more like-minded individuals to help you stay disciplined, I invite you to subscribe to my Patreon, 𝐬𝐸Rocky membership, link in the description, or search 𝐬𝐸Rocky membership on Patreon. I definitely feel like my monthly challenges can assist you, because upcoming for December, we're going to be doing one that is focused on shadow work. Now, if you're watching this post-December, you're like, oh, I still want to do the shadow work. The challenge is always going to be in there. You can always look back. Reach out to me. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Hello, Pile 2. It's yeah. I ain't really got no intro. Let's get straight to the read. I don't know why I was finna introduce myself. Y'all know me, obviously, duh. But Pile 2, we're going to be tapping into on the subject of what's discipline without temptation. What do Pile 2 viewers need to hear when it comes to them being more disciplined? What is something they need to be more disciplined about? I need you to be honest about things that are in alignment with your morals, things that are in alignment with your values, and things that are in alignment with your beliefs. I'm not going to lie. This could be one person watching this pile. Some of you, this looks like less time with others. Both cards that I got have, it's like a connection vibe. And they both came out in reverse. So for some of you, this is solely about a connection in your life. I'm literally hearing family. I'm not telling you to cut off grandma. But what I'm saying is, if grandma's always complaining about the bills, you're going to have to start covering yourself energetically. You're going to have to start diverting the conversation, or simply setting some boundaries with grandma, with Uncle Joe, with your friend, with your lover. There's something about a connection in your life. If it is not adding to your morals, values, and beliefs, if it is not in alignment with that future version of you, you're going to have to make some adjustments. And for some of you, unfortunately, this may look like a cutoff. Am I telling you to initiate a conversation to cut somebody off? Absolutely not. I have to be careful with what I say, because I realize that some people take me verbatim. With this influence under retrograde, I want you to speak less. So this means don't be combative with somebody. I would really avoid all conflicts and tensions right now. Simply say, hey, let's agree to disagree. You know what? Let's have this conversation at a later time. I need some time to think through this topic. Now, granted, some people, they're going to be themselves, but it's something about, like, on your end, you don't want to get yourself caught up in any type of back and forth. That's the biggest thing that I'm getting. For those of you who are like, Kayla, I don't have any connections in my life that I feel like hindering me, then I definitely feel like, I'm going to be honest, I'm only feeling connection energy with this. And so if it's not externally, it's your connection with yourself. How are you self-sabotaging? Are you expecting the worst to happen? I feel like I'm being guided to open up a lot. Because in Pile 1, I opened up about something, and I'm about to open up about something else. So I guess everybody just finna start hearing about what I had to go through. And so one thing that I had to, still working through it, train myself to think of what's the best thing that could happen. My upbringing was focused a lot on worst case scenario to prepare, but I didn't realize I was subconsciously sometimes just manifesting that to happen, because I felt like thinking about worst case scenario would save me, because I'm like, oh, if this happens, I expect it to happen. You know, it's cool. I can move forward. But a lot of times that can be such a limiting belief or a lack mindset with yourself. You expecting something to go wrong. Why are you, of course, you're not surprised when it went wrong. That's where your mind was. That's where your focus was. So for many of you, it's something about paying attention to what thoughts are you having. Where the focus goes is where the energy flows. And somebody watching this really has anxious thoughts. I would definitely consider seeking external help. Not that anything is wrong with you, but you can always learn from someone else. We are meant on life to collaborate, co-create, whatever. Like, we're meant to grow with each other. And so on that subject of growing, I'm definitely seeing you guys need to make sure you're connecting with you guys. Really, if you're not already, I invite you to subscribe to my Patreon, because that's a way to collaborate with people who are like-minded individuals that will help you push yourself outside of me teaching you new things, you having opportunities for giveaways. Like, I'm definitely seeing it is something about the company that you keep is going to be a game changer for you. And some of you, this looks like online company. What does your freaking social media look like? Does it look like drama? If your timeline is full of now that's TV, I'm going to pray for you. No shade. I'm just saying. It's something about like being mindful of, is it really in alignment with your morals, your values, and your beliefs? Is it really in alignment with your fulfillment, with your highest version of you? A lot of times we will pause on acting out of our higher self because we feel like it's so later on down the road. And I caught myself saying that today. I was at lunch with my mentor and I was talking about a project I wanted to do. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm gonna wait till later on in life. She was like, my kid is doing that. My kid is 14. I said, ooh. And so a lot of times we will put these limitations on ourselves due to not having enough experience, not having the age, whatever that looks like. And it's like, the only limitation is your mind. Everything is coming through with your thoughts. And the moment you start thinking about the best things that could happen, a journaling exercise that would be good for you, pal, too, is thinking about every day in the morning, you journal about the best day ever. That can wire your brain to sit in the energy of gratitude. But not only that, you would be surprised at some things that end up happening. I know people who have done this personally. And I also feel like for you on the subject of anxious energy, somebody here can be learning that patience is a virtue. But it's something about good things really taking time. Miley Cyrus could be relevant, but I'm hearing her song. One in a Million. Yeah. 1 in a Million, when she was Hannah Montana. It's really Hannah Montana, but Miley Cyrus, her song 1 in a Million, that part, they say that good things take time. And for some of you, this can look like not being so rigid and controlling in certain environments. I would not be surprised if you are working on leadership skills or developing that. Something with like, I see that sometimes you like to take control because you are working on becoming a better leader, whatever that looks like. But I need you to know that, like, even when you think you have control, you don't. And that is a reality. Anything else for this pile that I need to share with them? Y'all message is really honestly about relationships. And again, I can't make this up, bro. I cannot make this up. Inner child energy. A lot of you are acting on the inner child energy. If you're anxious now, think about times you were anxious as an inner child when it comes to having to step up or having to be the good example. Or for others of you, were you biting your tongue as a child because you didn't want to upset somebody? There's something about your behaviors now with connections to yourself or other people are directly linked to your inner child. And so, like I said, a therapist would be great, a life coach, a mentor. You do not need to work this through by yourself. I'm going to be honest. You don't. But if you feel, I'm not even going to throw out the possibility of not having enough money, because you can have it. I don't even like to throw out those circumstances, but there's always a way to learn. That's the message I'm getting for pile 2. And your relationships are going to be foundational in your life. So you want to be able to make sure you're showing up just great to yourself so that energy can be reflected. And now I'm just going to pull a closing card for actions to take and energies to embrace for those who are in pile 2. Meditate and contemplate. Yeah, this Piscean energy here is asking you to balance out your spiritual intentions with your physical practices. So this can look like, yeah, if you're going to church, make sure you're living the scripture too. If you are going to the temple to meditate, make sure you're acting from that neutral state moving forward. This is not expecting you to be any type of freaking robot, no. But know that there's going to be a better balance that's needed. Simply put, some of you are sometimes out of touch with reality. I'm gonna just be honest. This card comes with a message of being overly romantic but not overly realistic. And so this could look like over romanticizing certain things, like, oh, my supervisor act like they really like me, they might give me a raise, and your check the same. You feel me? Like, I'm not saying think worst case scenario, but don't have too many high expectations for certain things, relationships, people. Something about you're going to need to, you'll know when, but there's something about you needing to step out of your comfort zone. Be bold and make the first move. Some of y'all watching this could have seen my Instagram story the other day. It's something about you needing to speak up about something, and I'm not saying anytime soon. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest, but it's something about like you're going to have to show being bold, like be it. You don't need to talk about it. Matter of fact, yes, that's the message for you, pal. So you don't need to talk about anything. Be it. You want better connections? Be a better connection to yourself. You want better friends? Be a better friend. Simple, okay? With that being said, pal, too, if this resonates for you, I really invite you guys to subscribe to my Patreon, link in bio, link in the description, or search Kaymeraki membership if you already have the app. Yeah, like I told you I'm working on my outro, sorry. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so I can see you in the next one. Later. What's up, Pal 3? We're going to hop straight into your reading. So again, on the subject of what's discipline without temptation, what do Pal 3 viewers need to hear about their discipline? What's something they need to be more disciplined about? So I will be honest, a lot of this collective tangible things are coming up: money, job, career. But I feel like you guys could be overlooking the energetics behind these tangible things. What the fuck are you talking about? What I mean by that is that the law of reciprocity, I want you to, it's on YouTube, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. You can fast forward the audiobook or get the actual book. Read up on the law of reciprocity. You guys have some input-output issues. And so this will resonate differently. I want to give a random example. Let's say I'm like, oh, I want to go into business for myself. And my mind is like, yeah, right. You suck. You'll never make sales. That input, what I'm thinking, is going to affect my output. Now, I know you can't control your thoughts. Well, you can, but you don't have to attach yourself to every thought. Let's start there. But it's definitely a message related to like reroute it, do some energy work behind it so like you can, you know, affirm otherwise. I need you to know that there's more that you could be doing when you have these things come up. There's more that you could be doing. So going back on that example with the thoughts, if I have that thought reoccurring, it's time for me to do some inner work. It's time for me to do some shadow work. It's time for me to reach out to a mentor, to a consultant in business who can help me see myself higher. A lot of you are trying to just do everything on your own. That is holding you back. Even on the subject of input and output, like it's something about inputting into connections and you'll output better relationship. It's like connections are relevant on the subject of your growth with this, but the law of reciprocity still remains. I definitely feel like sometimes you be trying to act like you don't care, Pal 3. That's literally not you. Cut the act. Like literally you be trying to act like you don't care. Like you be, I'm getting this energy, somebody trying to fake breadcrumb. Like you trying to fake breadcrumb knowing you want. It's like acting nonchalant at the job interview. Well, you know, I mean, granted, sometimes that detachment works, but there's something that you could be you could be detaching or act nonchalant about something that like it's okay to show that you care. Now, don't abuse showing that you care, obviously, but it's something about it is okay to show that you care. You don't have to act hard. I definitely feel like that stems from at one point when you did care and now you act nonchalant. There's something about the answer to you is going to be showing your emotions with the subject of law of reciprocity. For some of you in the past, showing your emotions was chaotic, but that's because you didn't have no boundaries. So that won't happen here. And this could simply look like investing. You know, in the past, you were emotionally all over the place, and so your investments reflected that, and so you didn't see good return on investments. Now you're a lot more grounded. You can invest a lot more wisely. You know how to use your discernment a lot better than you used to. Power 3, I don't know what this is about for you. I don't know what you've been through, but I need you to know you are not that person. And also, not even that. If this is something presently, you are not your situation. You are not your mind. You're not even your body. But we're not going to wake that up right now. It is just about you realizing that the moment you can shift some gears in law of reciprocity, I see you being able to really have some huge progressions. It'll be like a light bulb going off with the subject of epiphanies for you, Pal 3. I'm definitely seeing for many of you, I know people don't be wanting to hear this, but it's the truth. It is the truth. And I have discovered this truth amongst so many different religious beliefs, different backgrounds, different cultures. Until those thoughts are aligned, you can go in and X out all that work. For many of y'all, this is not even about the actions you're taking. It's the mindset behind the actions. Why would you hang with that friend if you think they're going to backstab you? Stop hanging with them or simply stop having those thoughts. There's something about like you really want to just think about worst case. And this, if this resonates with you, you might resonate with pile 2 if you felt drawn to watch. If not, no worries. Some of you could be coming from pile 2, but nonetheless, I'm definitely seeing that like your emotional maturity is definitely growing with this Knight of Cups energy. I definitely feel like sometimes you get frustrated over your feelings or flustered, and that is more than okay. But what I need you to realize is a lot of it is about the reaction as well. And going back to that past version of you, I don't see you being that. There was an older version of you that would like shut down or crash out. There was something about somebody was just going crazy, and you would completely shut, like, I don't mean crazy, but it's just like sometimes you're shutting down. You know, you're going to sleep and you're sleeping 20-hour days for weeks. Or this might be a trigger warning. So if it's a trigger warning, you can fast forward the past 10 to 15 seconds. Somebody could have been around some type of abuse, experienced some type of abuse, physical, emotional. This could be abusing substances as well. You saw that or you dealt with that. And if so, I hate that, sorry that has happened. But it's something about like still tapping into those emotions that are, for some of you, if that is the case, some emotions from that linger, and I want you to work on clearing that. This can look like going to see a shaman. This can look like booking an energy clearing if needed. If that resonates, feel free to text my 855 number and I can refer you someone who is good with clearing energy. But nonetheless, pile 3, I'm definitely seeing the more you invoke changes representing your spiritual energy and the reciprocity of that. For many of you, it's like the thoughts that you have are not in alignment with the output that you want. That's the biggest message I'm getting, and that's an issue. Some of you, this can look like wanting a successful relationship but expecting them to mess up, wanting a great business but expecting yourself to fail, wanting to move to a new location but expecting yourself to not be able to afford. I get so sick of hearing people say, I can't afford that. Stop saying it. I don't care if it's a truth. Don't say it. You know, because when we think about manifestation, it's here, then it's here, and then it's there. And so based on what you've been thinking, what do you expect to manifest? Is that serious, pile 3, okay? So with that being said, we're going to transition decks, and I'm going to tap into actions to take and energies to embrace that are going to help you with this energy of balancing some things out, bringing in more reciprocal energy. What does pile 3 need to hear? I just said it. What do you need to release? Like, there's some releasing work that's going to need to be done due to your past traumas, because that's why you have the mindset that you do. And it's not to shame you. It's not to coddle you either, but know that there's some releasing work that needs to be done. The answers that you need are coming. Some of you could get answers through a conversation. I cannot make this up. Don't let your past hold you back. I definitely see, if anybody needs to say less, it's pile 3. Because like I said, some of y'all could have histories of crashing out or shutting down. And this card literally says least said, soonest mended. Meaning like the less you say, the better things get fixed. The faster too. And so I don't know what this looks like for you, pile 3. But it's like you used to be quiet. You don't need to initiate no conversation. Like, even if you do initiate, it's something about like say less than necessary. And I don't know what law that is in 48 Laws of Power. And so I don't know if you saw that reading. I would definitely go check that out on my channel, the 48 Laws of Power reading, to see a law that resonates with you. But I'm definitely channeling that for this collective. But on the subject of reframing your mind, I invite you to subscribe to my Patreon, link in description, or search Kaymeraki membership if you already have the app, because that is what we work on literally all the time with our monthly challenges and giveaways and just new information that we're learning. Not only do I invite you to subscribe to my Patreon, I invite you to comment down below what resonated in the reading. I love responding to your comments. I love connecting with you. I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to provide you with guidance, clarity, and insights. Have a great West is crazy. Have a great rest of your evening. Talk to you soon.